He rejected religion, challenged caste, and helped reshape society in Tamil Nadu without ever holding power. This is E.V. Ramasamy. To understand him, you cannot begin with belief. You have to begin with structure. Periyar was born in 1879 in Erode into a wealthy trading family. He had access to money, influence, and status, but the society he lived in followed a different rule. Dignity did not follow wealth, it followed caste, not ability, not effort, only birth. Imagine having everything and still being treated as less. Accounts from his experiences, including in Kashi, reflect this pattern. This wasn't theory, it was humiliation repeated across generations. And that raised a deeper question. If wealth cannot guarantee dignity, what actually controls dignity? Before he challenged institutions, he worked within them. As chairman of Erode municipality and through his involvement in temple administration, he closely observed how power functioned, who made decisions, who benefited, and who was ignored. His later rebellion was not emotional, it was informed. He then joined the Indian National Congress and supported the freedom movement. But for him, independence was not enough. Political freedom had to include social equality. During the Vaikom Satyagraha, he supported the struggle against caste restrictions. Yet within Congress, deeper reforms faced resistance. In 1925, he walked away, not to quit, but to change the direction of the fight. After leaving Congress, Periyar shifted his focus from politics to society. Through the self-respect movement, he began challenging the structures that shaped everyday life. He advocated marriages without priests, supported women's rights, and encouraged people to reject caste identity. He argued that women must have education, property rights, and the freedom to live independently. This was not symbolic reform. It was an attempt to change society at its roots. His ideas spread rapidly. Through the self-respect movement and later the Dravidian Kalagam, he built a strong base of followers. Across Tamil Nadu, thousands and over time many more were influenced by his thinking. These were not passive supporters, they were participants, students, workers, reformers, people who saw, often for the first time, a movement that spoke directly about dignity. This was not a movement from above, it grew from the ground. His followers made themselves visible by wearing black shirts. This was not fashion, it was a statement, a rejection of caste hierarchy and social inequality. In a system where purity defined status, black became a symbol of resistance. It represented unity, defiance, and refusal. The black shirt was not just clothing, it was identity. Periyar understood that ideas must reach people. Through publications like Kudiyarasu and Viduthalai, he wrote in simple Tamil and spoke directly to the public. His speeches became text. His text spread widely. And that spread turned into a movement. He built influence not through position, but through communication. His ideas eventually entered governance through the Justice Party. Here, ideas were translated into policy. Early forms of reservation were introduced, and access to education began to expand. For many, this marked the first real shift in opportunity. At the core of his thinking was a structural critique of religion. Periyar saw religion as a system that often supported hierarchy. He questioned rituals, scriptures, and authority, not just belief, but the power behind it. He is widely associated with the phrase, Kadaval ilay, Kadaval ilay, Kadaval ilaya. There is no God. He argued that reason, not tradition, should guide society. If belief supports inequality, it must be challenged. For some, this exposed injustice. For others, it crossed a line. Periyar's actions and ideas drew strong reactions. He openly criticized religion and supported symbolic acts that challenged idol worship and blind belief. To his supporters, this was necessary to break injustice. To critics, it was offensive. He became both a reformer and a controversial figure, but he was never alone. He had a strong and organized base of followers. Opposition existed, but largely through debate, protest, and criticism. Periyar also opposed the imposition of Hindi. He played a major role in resisting it, shaping what would later become a defining issue in Tamil Nadu politics. For him, language was not just communication. It was power. It determined access, opportunity, and control. In the 1930s, Periyar traveled abroad, including to the Soviet Union. He studied different social systems and returned with a clear idea. Systems are not permanent, they are created, and they can be changed. Periyar developed the idea of Dravidian identity. At one stage, he supported the idea of Dravidian Nadu. Around the same time, Muhammad Ali Jinnah argued for Pakistan. Across these ideas, one question remained: who controls power and who benefits? His thinking also aligned in some ways with B.R. Ambedkar. In 1949, Periyar married Manyamai, which created internal conflict. But the deeper issue was strategy. Should the movement enter electoral politics? CN Annadurai chose that path. Periyar chose to remain focused on ideology. Periyar never held office, but he influenced those who did. He supported policies under K. Kamaraj, especially in education. He did not follow power. He focused on results. Periyar died in 1973, but his influence continues in reservation policies, in social justice debates, and in politics. His ideas remain controversial because they challenge deeply held beliefs. He did not ask to be accepted. He forced society to question itself, and that is why Periyar still matters, not because he is easy to agree with, but because he is impossible to ignore.